What's up, Godzilla fans? Samson West here, and I'm going to bring you my next Godzilla figure review. I hope you like my new intro. My favorite movie is Godzilla vs. Gigan, so that's why I did it like that. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my next figure. It's a figure that's been requested by quite a few adult collectors. They're friends of mine on Facebook, and they wanted to see me review this guy, so I'm going to bring it for them. So, okay, here we go. Introducing X Plus Megalon. Yes, X Plus Megalon, one of my most magnificent figures that I have in my entire collection. And the reason why that is because Godzilla vs. Megalon was one of the only movies I had growing up to watch as a kid. You know, it was the only movies that was available on VHS in the 90s for somebody like me. Anyway, so yes, this is a childhood fantasy come true for me because Megalon is one of the most unique and cool monsters I ever thought was created because, you know, he's all I really knew about growing up as a kid. Okay, so history, I already mentioned it. Godzilla vs. Megalon, 1973. He only had the one movie appearance, giant mutant cockroach god, or June Beetle, whatever you want to call him. So, I guess what would you call it? The land of Seatopia was being threatened by man and their nuclear tests on the underground civilization, so they sent their god, Megalon, to destroy all of humanity. But luckily for us, we had the help of a young scientist, his kid brother, and their bachelor pad roommate to create a Ultraman ripoff robot, Jet Jaguar, to fight and save the day. So I'm not going to get to the nitty-gritty details. Go ahead and tell you, Jet Jaguar and Godzilla fought up against Megalon and Gigan because the Seatopians knew that Megalon was losing when Jet Jaguar started kicking his butt. So they called for Space Nebula M Hunter, whatever you want to call it, and they asked for Gigan's help. So they sent Gigan. And we had a tag team battle between Megalon and Gigan against Jet Jaguar. Godzilla shows up. It's a very awesome battle in my opinion because it's one of the most uninterrupted battles in the Godzilla series. So it's just straightforward Godzilla, Jet Jaguar versus Megalon, Gigan. Pretty cool. And it has one of the most unique songs play at the very end of the movie. You know, the Jet Jaguar fight song. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so that's the history. The one movie doesn't come back. It would have been neat if they revamped him and made him just like a little bit cooler, but maybe it's better this way, just cheesy 70s monster like he is. Alright, detail on this guy. As we all know, or some of us know, X Plus makes some of the most detailed, excellent looking figures out there right now. You know, they're spot on. There's nothing that's undone on a figure to make it look exactly like it did in the movie. Megalon has this awesome just like strike pose, like he's about to attack, and you know, it's just cool. He's a little hunched over instead of standing up tall. He's you know, accurate. And the color on him is awesome. You know, the little stripes that he has all over his body, the yellow. Let's zoom in. Yeah, you want to see what this thing looks like zoomed in. So slowly but surely I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Like I was saying, these yellow stripes that make up like some of the unique colors on his body wrap around to his backside there. You can see that. And oh, the shell on the back is great. You can see all the, I don't know, veiny looking like out layers of the wings to make up the shell on his back. And that's great. They went really far to like make this look excellent. And for the head, let's tip him over a little bit. You have the grainy, kind of granite-looking shell of a head. The horn, you see that? The color of the horn blends into the color of the head. The eyes are something to note on this guy. It's actually a clear plastic shell on the outer part of the eye. The head itself is a separate piece, and then on the inside you have whatever forms and makes up this eye, like it's just something that fits over it. And the eye is like a plastic, bubbly looking, bumpy thing that this clear shell of it, well, his eye covers. So that's what makes up his eyes, and that's pretty cool. And the antennas coming off of his head are excellent too. There's a little rubbery. Don't want to mess with them too much. If I break those, I would have to kill myself. And you have the mouth. Mouth is good. It's a separate piece that's glued in. It doesn't open or do anything, but it looks excellent. You have his double pincers, the ones on the side and the ones on the inside that open up and down. So, yes, the Chrysler Building arms, as Mystery Science Theater 3000 so duly noted, they look great. You have the drill on the inside and then the drill on the outside. They look excellent. It's just a silver, and I think these are a separate piece too that fit and glue into the arm sockets. And yeah, you have the nubby little tail. That looks great. You know, he had a stubby little tail with his 5 little spikes on it. The feet look great. Everything on this thing looks awesome. You have the layers of skin that go along, like, to make up his legs. He just looks magnificent. I don't really want to explain more because I'm taking up too much time talking about the detail. But detail is great. So, now on to articulation. Articulation on this guy is pretty basic because he's, I don't know, there doesn't need to be a lot on him to move to make him look great. You have the arms, they go up and down, probably all the way around, but I don't want to mess them up by scraping the paint off from it like rubbing up against his leg or something. So they do move up and down, and you heard that noise when I was moving the arms. X Plus stuff is slightly stiff, but once you get it moving, it will move fairly easily. It's not a trouble. The head is not articulated, I'm sorry to say. It stays still, but that's okay. I don't care. Still looks cool. And I was really disappointed when I got this figure in the mail. One of the feet was a little higher than the other, like the toes were pointing up. And I was like, oh, that's disappointing. But, oh, there we go. The legs can move too. Each of the legs can move. They can probably move all the way around, but like I said, I'm not going to force it. So, let's put him down as he was. And then the tail moves a little bit too. It's not a rounded socket, so it's not going to twist 360 without it probably popping out of place. So I'm not going to try to move it 360 degrees. And being that I have the internet exclusive of this guy, he comes with his extra set of arms. See? Right here. You have the extra set of arms. There we go. Extra set of arms. They go into place, and they're just posed a little bit differently than these two. Instead of the arms being farther apart like this, they're closer together, and they're supposed to be touching. I'm sorry to say, when I put this thing together with the other arms, mine does not, they don't touch together. Like, this arm comes and points that way, while this arm is so they're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. Let me pause the video, and I'll put this thing together, and you can see what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, here's the second pair of arms on the figure. And I was slightly disappointed that they didn't do what they were pictured to do. You know, they're supposed to be, like, touching together like that, like he's, I don't know, in some epic pose, kind of like that. I don't know. But anyway, so it's just a little change up from what the other arms are. It's kind of like he can be doing, like, high five, dude! But, I don't know, maybe if I messed with the body a little bit, the arms might come together better. I don't know. But either way, that's what the second pair of arms looks like. It's just a little bit of a change up. They're closer to the inside of the body instead of being pointed straight outwards. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's what the second pair of arms looks like. Let's get back to the regular pair, and then I'll finish the review on this guy. Okay, now that I put this guy back together the way he was, let's go on to sizing. I know you guys want to see sizing on this guy, because that's what it's all about. Let's put him over here. Okay, here's another Megalon figure I have. Bought years ago. Not one of my favorites, but a lot of you think he's pretty damn cool. But anyway, here we go. YMSF Megalon. And sizing here does not work at all. I have to say this is wrong. This is undersized, but just a comparison to show two different Megalons side by side. So, there's that. And now, I'm going to show you the other one. Bandai Jet Jaguar. And this really does not work. Because this is very undersized. Bandai 6-inch, X Plus 9-inch doesn't go together. But I will tell you what does go perfectly together with this figure. Okay, it'll take me a minute, but one by one, I'm going to pull out my Godzilla vs. Megalon collection. His tag team battle buddy, we have Gigabrain Gigan. Their robot pal that they beat the crap out of, X Plus Jet Jaguar. And finally, the Big G himself, Godzilla 1973. Oh boy, this looks great. Man, I am so happy with all of these. You know what, let me move this over. It needs to be centered. There we go. Move him, move him, move him. There we go. Now they're all centered up. Anyway, okay. So this is my Godzilla vs. Megalon collection. Couldn't be happier with what I have here. Jet Jaguar is by X Plus, Godzilla X Plus, and the Gigan, like I said, is by Gigabrain, kind of an off-brand company. But it's still pretty great. These guys size up perfectly with each other. Couldn't ask for more. And being that who I am, I don't know why. If it's available to have extra pieces, I want extra pieces. So I have all the internet exclusive X Plus stuff. Because the Godzilla has the open mouth. The original X Plus Godzilla 73 doesn't have that. The Jet Jaguar has the open hands like that. And, you know, the original one has closed fists. So anyway, these guys all size up perfect. Very happy. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's all the sizing that I have to show with these guys. So move him, and finally, move him. So there we go. I don't really know what more to say about this figure, except for a grade. I would give this guy 159.11%. He is great. And oh, you guys want to know how much I spent on him? Yeah, okay. I actually spent $195 on this thing. Yeah, pretty pricey, but for me, totally worth it. Yeah, and rarity. I need to go ahead and talk about that sometimes. Rarity, if you don't get the X Plus stuff as soon as they come out, they're going to get harder and harder to find as the months go by. So you better grab your X Plus figures quick, or they're not going to be easy to find. They're going to be more expensive. Yeah. Alright, well, that's the end of my review. Sayonara.